10 common mistakes every Java beginner makes. Number 1. Accessing non-static members from static methods, mostly from the main method. Programmers often make these mistakes as they don't fully understand the differences between static and non-static stuffs in Java. So to avoid this mistake, remember the following rules. The first one, instance variable and methods must be accessed via object reference. They cannot be accessed from static context. Second, static variables and method can be accessed from both static and non-static context. Number 2. Missing closing curly braces. This is also a common mistake which one writes an opening curly brace but forget to put a closing one. Although this mistake is detected quickly by the compiler and instantly by the modern IDEs, programmers still often make it. So, to avoid this mistake, always write the closing brace immediately after the opening one and then put the code inside. Format the code properly. Number 3. Missing break and switch case construct, which does not cause compiler error but makes the code run wrongly. Number 4. Confusing assignment with comparison. The equal is an assignment operator, whereas the equal is a relational operator, and sometimes one mistakes using equal instead of equal. Here, number is equal to 1 is an assignment, not a comparison, thus the compiler detects this mistake easily. Number 5. Confusing object comparison. The equal operator compares two objects physically, the memory addresses, whereas the equals method compares two objects semantically, their information. Number 6. Confusing about zero-based or one-based index. Like many other programming languages, array index in Java are zero-based, which means the first element in array starts at the index 0, the second at 1, and so on. However, sometimes we mistakenly treat the first element at index 1. Number 7. Using less restrictive access modifiers. This is another very common mistake of all beginners, using access modifiers without taking care of its visibility. The Java language provides 4 access modifiers for protecting members of a class. These access modifiers are sorted from the least restrictive public to the most restrictive private. However, programmers do not fully understand this and often use the public and default access modifiers, which make the code less secured. Number 8. Forgetting to free resources. This is also a common mistake which one easily forgets to close resources after use, such as a network connection, database connections, file streams, etc. This mistake may lead to resources leaked or memory occupied by no longer used objects. Therefore, to never forget freeing resources, use the try with resource structure on the resources that implement the auto-closable interface. Number 9. Ignoring exceptions. This is another common mistake of beginners who are too lazy to write code for handling exceptions. It seems to be of no harm if the code runs fine without exceptions. However, in the case the exceptions occurred, the code can fail silently, which adds difficulty in finding the problem. Having said that, don't be lazy to ignore exception, as writing a simple print structure statement takes only few seconds and it can save you hours of debugging later if the problem occurs. Number 10. Modifying a collection while iterating it. This code attempts to remove string elements containing letter E, but it causes concurrent modification exception at runtime. The reason that Java prohibits this kind of operation is, imagine in a multi-threaded program, while one thread is accessing the list and another thread is removing elements from this list, the result will be unpredictable. So, bear in mind these rules to avoid the beginner mistakes. Thank you.